Hello everyone, I am Duke James. This is Hungary 3.0. With the estates, I'm thinking that you want to have your loyalty as close to 100 as possible, since that's dependent on so many things. Like the nobles, higher loyalty, they give you more manpower, so you want to keep that. You want to keep everyone as close to 100% as possible. It's the 12th. Don't actually know how to increase the bureaucrats' loyalty because these things don't do anything with the bureaucrats. Interestingly... Okay, no, that doesn't do that. I thought in some other game I actually gave the bureaucrats... Oh wait, no, I think it's this one. There was something I did with the bureaucrats where I actually helped them out. Like I gave them more power, but it decreased their loyalty. So I'm not sure why that happened. They actually got mad that I was making them more powerful. So I'm going to try to improve the relations. I seized stuff from the nobles a couple times, so you definitely don't want to do that, at least not at the start. Except I think it was fine in my case if you're just doing mines. Probably once. Let's go ahead and give them this one. It'll give them a little bit of power, but I need noble loyalty. And then supporting the church, I'll just lavishly endow them whenever I can. Doing the employing a statesman costs a stability points, so that's actually, and apparently it sets us down a dangerous path that the other factions won't take lightly, but I'm not sure what that actually does, because it doesn't affect loyalty, and I don't think it affects their faction stuff, which I don't think that actually does anything yet. So I think giving the burghers that thing that increases commerce is the best bet. Just keep spamming them that as soon as possible. And then lavishly endowing the clergy is good for that. And then the nobles, you can disown an unpopular relative when you get legitimacy. My legitimacy is in the tank though. And it's only decreasing. Legitimacy should trend, I think, to 50, and then there's a couple other things that actually determine where it sits. I think there should be a government reform that's... See, these government reforms don't do anything. Okay, this one actually does something. Income from vassals, vassal force limit contribution, and diplomatic annexation cost. I don't have access to the other ones. They look like they do the same thing, actually. That one does nothing that I can see, at least. Yeah, I can't really change anything. So that doesn't do anything. I was looking at that in terms of legitimacy. Also, it's really hard for me to gain centralization. So you want positive stability. There's a noble concession. I think that's something that I gave them. Corruption decreases that. And centralization, the more centralization you have, the more it decreases. It's going to be tough. Let's not do any of that for now. I think my military actually sucks compared to other countries. Also, I'm missing an advisor. Only aristocrats. I'm pretty sure 3 new aristocrats will come back. Yeah, so just looking at rivals... There's no development level anymore, so they can't get that. Venice has exhaustive drilling. Hardened regulars. The Ottomans have nothing, so yeah, I think because the Venice must be drilling a lot, it might actually be here. I don't think that it's not directly from this. It's this, because this gives, yeah, 4% discipline. So you have to affect this modifier. And I think you affect this by paying max maintenance and drilling a lot. That's my assumption. Might be wrong. I haven't really paid that much attention to military matters. So that's why, I think that's why you want to drill as much as possible. And that makes sense, because I think the Ottomans have just been at war for most of the game, so they haven't really been drilling. Of course, I didn't drill at the start, so they might automatically set that somewhere, and then it goes up or down, depending on what you do. Ship trade power, trade steering, we'll go ahead and do that. Sure. This doesn't actually give merchants, flat merchants, just merchants from trade centers. And I don't have enough merchants, I don't have enough trade centers to give me an extra merchant, unfortunately. So I'm pretty sure this is based on the size of commerce, which my commerce dropped, I think because it was unprofitable for a little bit. But I think it's increasing again, the size. So that should go up. Hopefully that gives us a level 3. Yeah, because Vienna has 120 commerce size and a level 3 center of trade. Prague is 154 size and a major center of trade. Yeah, so that's definitely commerce size, and that also makes sense because the level 1 trade centers have smaller commerce sizes, commerce industry sizes. So that is definitely commerce size dependent. I'm not sure what affects trade power. I don't think you really can affect trade power all that much. Or really trade value. Although trade value probably has to do with the commerce industry. Since trade is so wound up in that, I imagine all of the trade things have to do with that. Let's go ahead and give a grain dole. I'm pretty sure the grain dole doesn't actually affect the life needs. It just prevents peasants from dying. Not that one. So you could do this, full grain provisions. It is a realm expense. We'll see how much that does. How much that increases our realm expenses. I'm thinking like a ducat and a half. But it gives us a plus 25% progress towards stability, some national unrest. So we go back to 0 stability. These provinces still have their poll tax. Whoa, did I just see... Okay, I thought I saw the peasants' amount decreasing. Migration is dropping, natural change is dropping, which is what you would expect. Literacy, I think, increased. Literacy of peasants. Residents slowly increasing. I think building amenities rank 4 in this province would be good. I'm pretty sure it's about 1,300 ducats though, so we don't have the ducats for that. But we're making a little bit more actually. Here's the population, wages, and income. The peasants still make more money. from their wages. Property income actually went positive. Investment's still low. I imagine as property income increases, that'll probably increase. My assumption is investment's probably dependent on their property income. So if their property income's negative, their investment's going to drop down to next to nothing, probably just to maintain their infrastructure. Residents actually make less than their consumption. The nobles make money from property, but they also make money from taxes. So my assumption is they tax their peasants as well. So they make, not only, they don't make wages, but they make tax income and property income. So even though their property income's 4 and their consumption investment is 20.5, they make January 12th. They make 36 ducats from tax, so that covers their spending. So they're not really in any danger of like being bankrupt or anything because of that tax income. I think it'd be better if that tax income was actually on this screen instead of, since they don't have wages, they can put that there. But that might actually confuse people. Burghers still make property income. A lot. Their investment 62 ducats. I think that increased from about 55 ducats a couple of years ago. So their investment is increasing. I increased their taxes, but that's not still not overtaxing them by any means. The clergy also make money from tax as well. So their wages and property income is not enough to cover their consumption and investment, but they also make money from taxes. So I think that is enough to cover that. So I'd say they're actually doing, all the people here are doing pretty good. Infrastructure is still negative, but it's like right on the cusp of going positive. I imagine that's why we're making a little bit more money now. So realm expenses, that's, I think that was between a ducat 50 and 2 ducats to do that grain. Hey, we can do a spiritualist advisor, sure. Knowledge, still demanding more than is being produced. Looks like industrial, they're demanding more than it's produced. Same with consumer goods. So they're demanding 6.2 consumer goods, but they're only producing 1.5. So I wonder, what do I have a consumer industry here? Yeah, it's the cottage industry produces some consumer goods. The textile industry produces some consumer goods. Processed material and armament do not. Let's see, what other industries? Is there an actual... Houseware. Okay, so houseware is consumer. Textile is consumer. Let's open up a houseware. You can do that always. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So I think there's 14 max slots. Imagine houseware. Probably not something that I'd want to normally open up, but just to test it out, I'll open it up. Let's see if that helps them produce consumer, because consumer goods are needed for comfort needs. So I want to make sure there's enough consumer goods in this province, which is why I want to open that. I did open processed materials industry in this province, but they're just making, they're negative 20%, which actually caused the houseware industry to go negative as well, probably because the urban wages increased. Yeah, the labor difference. So urban employment went under labor demand, causing the wages to rise, and then both of them got hurt. We lost stability point because we were right on the edge, so it naturally just decayed. Yeah, there's only 2,000 residents here, which is why I probably only want to open up urban centers, which makes sense. Urban centers, urban industries. Ooh, we got 2 merchants. Okay. Yep, this one, cool. Upgraded to a major center of trade. So it went above 100. That's my assumption, that you go above 100, you get level 3 center of trade. Because they're above 100. Is there anybody near 100? Like just below 100? Or just above 100? They're at 47, and they have it. They have level 2. There's a lot of modifiers in this province. Where is it? Where's the anvil? They're at 113 and they have it, so... Yeah, I think if you're above 100, you get it. 113, they have it. $92 and they don't. Yeah, so I think 100 is a level 3 center of trade. And since this province, I think above 40 is a level 2 center of trade then. Oh, they actually have 117 and they don't have it. They only have a level 2 center. Interesting. It's probably in the wiki somewhere, so I'll actually look that up. But we now get 2 extra merchants. The Aegean... Let's actually go here. So I'll try and get access to the Adriatic. I read that the Adriatic and the Tyrrhenian, I think they both get access to each other's goods, even though they don't flow either way. I think that's the only case of that in the game. So I'm not sure actually what direct benefit putting a merchant there will do. We should get access to their goods. Actually, let's see. Okay, I can't put a merchant here. Since Paris produces more higher education, I was going to put a merchant there and see if we could buy some of that knowledge, and then if that would help educate our people. But I can't get over there. And that doesn't go over here, so this is... I don't like the idea of putting merchants in places that they're not going to have any economic benefit, but I think Hungary... Hungary's kind of in a weird position with the trade nodes. So I'll just transfer in the Black Sea, put one in the Adriatic. Hopefully that enriches the burghers. New access to markets. That houseware industry starts off making nothing. Costs about 6 ducats. Urban labor. How's that looking? There's a little bit of an urban labor surplus. So hopefully that doesn't throw the urban industries out of whack too much, but we'll see. And I can't actually, so I put the merchant in the Adriatic probably to get access to Venice, but Venice is my rival, so we're not actually going to trade with them. So I'm probably going to actually move that. Should probably put that in the Tyrrhenian Sea. That still gives access to all of the other Italian provinces, but since Venice is my rival, it's probably more worthwhile to put it in the Tyrrhenian. That is my assumption, at least. Yeah, so the commerce industry drops probably when they stockpile. So this province hasn't sold anything because they're stockpiling stuff to sell it. That's why the commerce dropped to 40 ducats, which is profitability of negative 9%. January 12th, every year. Alright, I'll go for the end of the tick, see what that does to commerce. Yep, okay, so commerce went to 187, so they must have sold. So there's it's up and down in terms of commerce, because they have to build up a stockpile before they sell it. So one year it's no profit, the next year it's 330% profit. Alright, I'm going to end this part here and pick it up in the next part. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.